What is up, everyone? I'm so glad you're here. My name is Jesse, and today we are going to talk about sound equipment if you're on a budget, like me, because I'm on a budget. Hey, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on. Like this video if you get anything out of it. That'd be really great, because one day I'd like to be paid by YouTube, and I don't know. I really don't know how. I mean, I do know how all that works. I just need to get there. That'd be freaking great, right? So, if you're starting out, you're thinking about all these different things, like what's your niche going to be, what cameras you're going to use, what kind of content are you going to film, just all this stuff. And one of the biggest things is like, what kind of sound quality you want. Most of the time, you just use what's in the camera. And if you've got a really decent camera with good sound quality, that's excellent as well. But there's so many options and so many things that you want to look for when it comes for sound. Or as far as I've figured out, there's all these things. And I went down this crazy path to try to find the best sound quality. And what I'm going to show you is 8 different options, ranging from $8 on a mic that I first did not like at all, and now that I know how to use it, it's quite a bit better, all the way to $800, which is built into my Sony Zv1. So, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah. Let's get it on. This is the Sony Zv1. That's what you're hearing me on, because you're watching me on it. And it's pretty stinking good sound quality. And the Sony Zv1 comes with a dead cat to go over the mic that's built into it for outside conditions. You're just going to have to take my word for it, because I'm not going to put it on. And it doesn't sound terrible, actually. The sound quality of the Zv1's pretty good. This is also I think the last mic that I bought. I bought the camera and the mic, and it's in it. Yeah. So the Sony Zv1's a great camera. I really like it. It was an impulse buy. I had a project to do. I ended up buying it the day before the project, and that was not a smart idea. But I did it anyway, and it turned out okay. And it's not the best stuff I've ever done, but done's better than incomplete. Done's better than perfect. Done's better than perfect. So, Sony Zv1, this is the sound quality on it. It's coming directly from the camera. I have not adjusted anything on it other than making sure the gain's not like super high in the camera and it picks up everything, and that's just no fun. So, that's what you're getting. The camera comes in at $800. Retail price, I paid quite a bit less for it because it was an open box at Best Buy. So I think I paid like $650 or something, which is really awesome. So check for your open box stuff. Best Buy will let you open the box. If it's an open box already, they'll let you open it up and inspect it and check the camera out before you purchase it. That way you don't end up with, like, I don't know, a broke LCD screen or cracked camera, or I don't know. Open it up and look at it. Yeah, do that. Now, what you're hearing me on is the Zoom H1n Recorder. Now, the Zoom H1n Recorder's a really awesome tool to have. Like, it's a stellar tool to have, because it's a recorder with a microphone. And the microphone's really good. Now, there's a ton of options on the Zoom H1n Recorder, but one of the other things that you can do is you can plug other mics into it with a little TRS jack or an auxiliary jack or a 3.5 millimeter, whatever you want to call it. It's that connection. It is that connection. See there? That connection? That one. That's the one. You can plug that into the H1n and record from other microphones if you don't want to be plugging straight into your camera. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty awesome thing to do. The H1n comes at $155 on Amazon. Now, it comes in, actually, it's cheaper than that. You can buy it cheaper than I bought this whole accessory bundle thing that came with it, and it's cool. It came with like a case and a SD card, and some other stuff. But really do your research on that, because like for an SD card, for example, they send you like a 32 gigabyte SD card, because the H1n Recorder won't let you put anything bigger in there. Now the cool thing about it is I'm recording in like a WAV format, so it's uncompressed audio, and it actually has like 30 hours of record time with that SD card. Okay, now what you're hearing me on is the Pop Voice shotgun style mic. Now this Pop Voice shotgun style mic is a very cheap mic on Amazon. It is $8. It's an $8 mic. It's the cheapest mic I've got. It's ridiculous. And I really didn't know how to use this mic. Honestly, like every time I record with it, something new happens. So I've kind of tried to test all that out to make sure I could get away from it. But it's a super cheap mic. At first I really didn't like it, but I also didn't know how to use it. There's no controls on it, so you can't adjust anything on the mic. I mean, it doesn't even have its name on it. I had to go back on Amazon and see where I bought it just so that I could figure out what the name was. Yeah. So it's got a cardioid pattern to it. That's about as technical as I'm going to get with it. It doesn't really have good sound from the sides of it, so the pattern's very much straight on. Right now I've got it like, I don't know, 8 inches, 6, 7, 8 inches from my face, and I'm talking on it, and you can tell what the sound like, and you can be the judge for it. But for an $8 mic, yeah, you're not going to get the best quality in the world, obviously, but you have a different option. And it does sound pretty good if you mix it just right. And this is actually just running through the H1n Recorder, and I've got the gain level set and nothing else. This is basically how it sounds coming out of the box. It does come with a little desktop mount thing. Not a mount, it's just a weight base. And usually I've got it set on that just to have it all together, but right now I've got it on a boom, so it's right in front of me because I can't sit it on the desk. It'll be over the side and it sounds like crap, so it's right here in front of me. $8. It was an Amazon purchase. Pop Voice, and I'll put the links for everything below. Anyway, that's this one. So this is the Fultry Bluetooth lav mic. You can see it right here. And like, I never really know where to put this, and it's going to sound really bassy because I'm really probably not far enough away from where I need to be for this to even sound right. So it's a Bluetooth lav mic. You can see it's really, really small. That's why I bought it. The form factor, well, that's not the only reason I bought it. The biggest reason I bought it is $70 on Amazon, as opposed to some of the other wireless mics that you can get. And I know they're out there and they're very good quality. You can get really far away from them. And the transmitters and the receivers work really well. But they're also like $300, and I didn't want to spend that much money. So for $70, you can get this one on Amazon, Fultry Bluetooth lav mic. Look for that. It's really cool. It's a really small form factor. This sits right inside the receiver and charges that way. The receiver plugs up to USB-C cable, and it charges. You can get about 20 feet away as long as your back's not turned to the receiver, and it'll work pretty decent. The downside I see in this one, it's really bassy. You can tell, even though I have a deep voice, it's still an extremely bassy mic. Like, I don't understand how that works out, and you have to end up fixing it in post, and I don't know how much I'll use it, but I've got it. I got it for a reason, and that reason kind of went away. So now I'm just kind of stuck with it, and maybe I can mess around with it, play with it, see if I actually end up liking it, or if I just wasted my money and I should have spent $300 on something much better. But anyway, this is the Fultry Bluetooth lav mic, and this is what it sounds like. If you noticed, I've not done that whole say the entire alphabet in a phrase thing. I can't remember it. I would end up like not doing it half the time. That's why I'm just not going to do it. We're just going to sit here and talk about it. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. This is the Shure Lens Hopper VP83, I think. This mic's really cool. This is one of the first mics I bought. However, I did have a little bit of buyer's remorse as soon as I hit that order button on Amazon, because the price tag's pretty expensive. It's like a $200 mic. It's a shotgun style mic with a cardioid pattern, and of course it does pick up from the sides as well, but not as much. It doesn't pick up very well from the back. The mic's pretty great. There's not a whole lot of controls that are built into the mic other than you've got off, full on, you've got a low, what is that called, like a low filter, like a low pass filter on it, so you can decrease that low noise, but it raises the floor, and it's kind of crazy. I have it off right now because I'm sitting in a really controlled environment. So there's that, and the other control is you have negative 10 dB, 0, and plus 20 dB gain levels. That's in a three-way switch that's on the back of the mic. This is the cheaper version of the mic. The more expensive version comes with flash control. This one's run off of a AA battery. There's some ups and downs to that. I cannot look at this mic from the front and tell whether or not it's on because there's no indicators for that at all. So if the battery dies in the middle of me doing something, well, I'm kind of screwed. So the way this one's set up right now, instead of having it plugged into the H1n Recorder, it's plugged directly into the mic jack on the Sony Zv1. That way, what you're hearing, the mic is that far away from me. If I hit, like it's over here. Everything else was like over here, and this is over here. So it's, yeah. I guess technically most of the time it would be like, I can't show you. It's up here because I can't do it. Anyway, so the Shure lens hopper. I like it. I use it a lot. I use it a lot. More than any of my other mics. And I really enjoy using it. It's got a small form factor-ish for some of the other mics. And it's comparable to the rest of them. And the sound quality on it's amazing. I mean, it comes from Shure. This is one of those I didn't cheap out on by some no-name brand something. It's a good mic, and I bought it because it's a good mic. It's got great reviews. It does what it's supposed to do. All right, now this is the Blue Snowball Ice from the Blue Microphone Company. Now this is a studio mic. Like all I'm really going to do with this is like voiceover, maybe some stuff like this. So I've got it's a USB mic, so it's directly put into the computer, and I'm recording the sound from GarageBand just because it was easy, and I pulled it up, and that's exactly what we got going right now. So, and it took me a minute to do it because I've got this new stand, and I know you can't see if you can see the boom. The boom, it's a boom. The mic set me back $40, I think, and then I've got like another $30 in this boom setup, and I like it once I get it set up, but it's immensely frustrating until I get it set up. And I was going to take it all off and just do like an out-of-the-box sound on it, but the change isn't a whole lot different once you put it on the boom itself. So, and I've tested that theory out, so you can believe me or don't believe me, whichever you want to do. The only difference is when you add the pop filter to it, that does make a little bit of difference. You don't get pops and cracks and sounds like that is, you know, when you're talking and doing your thing. You don't get all that crap coming through. And anyway, the Blue Snowball Ice, the biggest difference that I can find with it and the Blue Snowball is that the pattern is, you have one simple pattern on the Ice. The Ice, you have a cardioid pattern, and that's it. You don't have any other features, just the cardioid pattern. Well, for me, that's great because I'm not really recording anything else other than my voice sitting here right in front of it. Or in this case, it's a little bit off to the side, but that's kind of going to be the thing with any mic that you get, especially if you're videoing, because I don't want to be, you know, down here where you can't see me anymore. Well, yeah, it kind of takes away from it, so it ends up being over here, kind of in your face, but somewhat out of the way. This one set me back $40. I believe the Blue Snowball without the Ice is like another $30 on top of that. Pick your poison. This is the one I got. This is the one I'm kind of stuck with for now, and what I'm going to use until the bitter end, until I figure out, well, I've got to have something better, like getting into the XLR platform. I've got enough money in this as it is. I probably don't need to start doing that until I start making some money. This is the GoPro Hero 9 Black, and This is the first camera I bought. I mean, well, this is not the first camera I bought. The first camera I bought 10 years ago, and then I bought a GoPro Session 5 or something like that as my first GoPro, and I barely used it. I never really got into it, so this is the GoPro Hero 9 Black, and it's a great camera. This is the first camera I bought to even do a channel or anything like it, and I did that over a year ago. And I've really not made it anywhere with that channel, but I'm trying, and if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description below, and you can do as you see fit. So, I bought this camera, and I got the sound quality on it. I was like, man, there's got to be better options out there for sound quality. By the way, this camera comes in at $450 on the GoPro website, or now you can buy the GoPro Hero 10, and there's probably a discount for it, but I really don't know. You'll have to check that out and find out for yourself. But anyway, I bought this. Like I said, I'm sorry, it retails for $450. If you're a GoPro subscriber, you get like $100 off. Comes in at $350, but the subscription for the GoPro service is like $50 a year. Check that out if you want to. If not, I totally understand. I thought when I bought it, I was like, man, there's got to be better sound options than what's coming out of this camera. So I started looking around, I started waiting, and there was a GoPro Hero Media Mod, and well, at the time, it wasn't even being shipped out by GoPro. You couldn't find it. It was sold out or not in production yet, or is in production and not available. So I kept waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and then I did this. I bought it, and that's what you're hearing now. And some of y'all are gonna be like, hey, Jesse, that sounds like hot garbage. Well, maybe it wasn't the best decision I'd ever made. Then again, I don't have any kind of hate against it, because there's a lot of other features that the Media Mod comes with that you don't get with just the camera itself. So the audio may not be that great, and that's what sent me even more down a road to find other equipment to use, but it also comes with some built-in features that I really do like, and for the price point at like $70, and if you're a subscriber, you get a discount. So think about that. If you're big into GoPro action sports, running around with the camera thing, this thing comes with some features. So you've got 2 hot shoe mounts on it, top side. You can add accessories. There's a ton from GoPro that you can add to it. It also comes with some jack ports in the back. It's like adding an external microphone. Not an XLR, but an external microphone nonetheless, with a auxiliary or a 3.5 or a TRS jack or whatever you want to say. But that's what this thing allows you to do. It also has a USB-C connection and HDMI out, so you can add like a monitor if you want something more than the front-facing screen, which I've got on right now, and I keep looking at it because I never look at it, because I never have the front-facing screen on, because it's distracting, and I have attention deficit disorder, and it's terrible, and you get the idea. So this is the GoPro Media Mod, and you can check that out. So yeah, tell me what you think about all these mics down below in the comments. I'll leave links to everything. None of this has been sponsored whatsoever, and you can probably look at how many subscribers I've got and how many times this has been viewed, depending on when you're watching it, that I'm not getting paid for it. So if you're into it, smash that subscribe button, or tap it, or give it some love, or whatever you do. Otherwise, just hit the subscribe button and turn your notifications on. If you got anything out of this video, hit the like button. I'd love to have some love from you, because I love it that you all are here. It's great. This is my first product review video, and maybe there'll be some more coming up, and that'll be great. But right now, what I want to do with a lot of my videos, maybe every video, if my attention deficit disorder stays in check and I can remember to do it, to give out some love to the other people I watch on YouTube. These creators are amazing, and at this time, like, I don't know any of them. I would love to get to know them. I don't really know any other creators on YouTube. In this video, I want to give some love to H1n Recorder. He is a creator on YouTube. He does Creator Film School, I think's what it's called. But his channel is just H1n Recorder. Just search for H1n Recorder and check out his videos, because he's really good at explaining process of how to do stuff on Final Cut Pro or adventure filmmaking, or how to set your camera up, or the equipment that he uses. And I've got a lot of inspiration and ideas from him from watching hours and hours and hours of his videos. It really sounds like I don't have a life. check him out. Subscribe to my channel. Give me some love. Give him some love. Let me know what you think. And if you're out there to make content, well, just go make some content.